Welcome, welcome everybody. Today is a hot day. I'm glad to be inside under the fan. How you doing back there, Johnny? You sweltering yet?
No, actually I got the fan on me, and you guys hopefully not going to be too warm down there. We got the fan going there. So
well, when you see two yellow blobs in the chair, you know we've melted. Today I want to welcome everybody that may or may not be tuning in. If you're not, you're missing it, because today we have a special show, and my special guest today is Miss Stacy Elliott from Vision Vinyl.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Stacy has a company that makes t-shirts and customized items. So we're going to talk to her today to let her tell us what it is exactly she does and how well she can do it.
I can do it very well.
Okay, Miss Stacy, tell us what Vision Vinyl is all about.
Vision Vinyl is a small company based in Clio, and what we do is we pride ourselves in custom garments and customization of other items, including glass etching and signs. We can handle anything for a big business, or we pride ourselves in the fact that we handle small orders. We have no minimum, so a person can come to us and say, I need one shirt that says this, I can't find it anywhere, can you make it for me? Absolutely.
Oh.
Not a problem.
Well, that's not unusual, not to have a minimum.
There is no minimum. There is no minimum. The process that we use is called thermopress, and that involves vinyl and a heat press. And myself as the graphic designer, we can come up with the designs, we cut it. The thermopress, the good thing about it is it's going to outlast the life of the garment. Mm-hmm. The garment's going to fade away before that thermopress ever does. It never loses color. It stays vibrant. It stays bright. It holds true to what the garment is supposed to be. And obviously, the better quality garment you put it on, the better the whole quality is going to be.
Could you ever move her a little bit closer to you? That camera's doing it again, and she's getting cut off again. So
oh, come this way.
Yeah. I don't want her shoulder cut off there. Okay.
There's something happening. We have a gremlin in the house with our camera, and it keeps cutting people out.
It keeps moving.
Yeah. Pretty soon we're going to be all in the same chair.
One big yellow blob.
One big yellow blob. But so now the one thing I find about when you do t-shirts and you have the vinyl on it, it's like after so many washings it always cracks, and then it starts, you can like peel it off.
Our vinyl does not do that. We use very high quality grade vinyl, and we have never had a problem. Before we launched Vision Vinyl, we played around with the different types of vinyl that were out there to find what is good that we were looking for. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, I have 3 beautiful girls. I was able to put everything through the test.
Right.
I was able to let it go swimming. I was able to let it roll in the mud. I was able to let it go through the dirt. I was able to wash after wash after wash after wash, and I still had a good quality product that I can let my kids wear. Mm-hmm. They're outgrowing them. They're outgrowing them so quick, and the garment still has a lot of life left to it. Yeah, the vinyl that we use is absolutely amazing.
Now, what's the difference between the vinyl and the, I guess, silk screening or the other kind of stuff you see written on shirts and stuff? What's the difference?
The difference between the silk screening and the screen printing, silk screening and screen printing involves ink, where the garment is actually dyed, which can fade very easily with washes. Same thing with a lot of companies prefer to use a printable vinyl, where the design can be printed onto the vinyl, and it becomes same thing. It becomes faded. It doesn't last with the life of the garment. And the good thing about the vinyl that we use, this shirt, I think I've had it for 6-7 months now, and it's holding on strong after wash after wash. It just holds very well. It doesn't crack. It doesn't fade, as long as you follow the proper care instructions.
And what would they be?
Machine wash, inside out, cold water.
Oh, okay. Because I don't even think of that. When I have those, I just throw them in the washer, and what happens, what happens. I hate when after so long my shirt, all the stuff is peeling. So once you peel one piece, then you just on it. You're on it. It's gone. And pretty soon, it doesn't even look the same. You got letters missing, and you can just wipe a whole word out.
There are a lot of different lines of vinyl that are out there for garment customization with the thermal press. We do use the higher quality, and our prices don't reflect that because we buy it obviously in the bulk. The more you buy, the more you save.
Right.
So we are able to provide that at a great cost. A individual shirt with a front and back design is going to run you about $8, and that way you can express yourself with a good quality shirt. The vinyl there's two different vinyls that we like to use, and I guess I'll give them a plug. One is called Sicer, and the other one is called Thermoflex. And the Sicer is more for garments like this. The Thermoflex is more for the sports and heat wick that need to stretch and need to be able to bend and need to be able to I do have a couple shirts that are obviously tighter fitting because I'm a girl and I need to be able to stretch that across there.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then when you stretch it, sometimes that's when the vinyl stretches, and then the words have the little lines.
They have a line in them and they don't look right, and that's when you're dealing with an inexperienced person who has not used the right kind of vinyl that they should be using.
Now, if someone wants a shirt, do they provide you with the shirt, or do you have the shirt and you just pick a size and color?
We can do it. The way that our company works, we do it one of two ways. A lot of people are very picky about the way that their clothes fit, so they would rather bring the garment to us themselves, which is fine. You bring us a Blake garment, we'll customize it with exactly what you want once you approve the artwork. Or you can send your order to us and we can provide the shirt and we can provide the design once you approve the artwork. And then we send it out. There's many different ways to do it, and a lot of companies don't offer that, where they'll let you bring in your own garment because that is where your profit is.
Right.
It is.
So they buy the shirt and then put it on, so they get all the profit versus you bringing your own shirt in.
Yep, and that's exactly it. And we'd like to be able to offer it both ways. That way, we have happy customers who are comfortable with the fit of their garments.
Now, aside from shirts, you also mentioned that you do glass etching.
We do.
I imagine you probably do a lot of bridal and birthdays and different things like that has to do with etching.
We do a lot of bridal parties, a lot of groomsmen's gifts, a lot of bridal gifts, Mother's Day, Christmas, those personalized gifts that you just want to touch somebody and get right here. A lot of picture frames, a lot of beer mugs.
Lots
of beer mugs.
No, that's a winner.
Genesee County has a lot of drinkers. Yeah, they have a lot of drinkers.
Now, you supply the mugs, or they bring their big mugs?
we provide the big mugs. We can get the better price on that big beer mug.
Right.
That's going to make you go to the bar less and less.
Right.
So we have those big beer mugs, and they look phenomenal.
Now, when you do the etching, is that like calligraphy? Is that something that you were trained in, or does somebody get to pick what kind of type they want?
They can pick anything that they want to go on there. It's no different than the graphic design that we do. We have a machine that can process the artwork, and all I do is I send my artwork to the machine, and the machine etches it for me. It's an amazing process. It's a little stinky, and definitely not for a hot day like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just when I wanted a mug done.
Yeah, definitely not for a hot day like this, because then you would not want to go into my house.
So all this is like done from home. It's not like your own building.
All of this is done from our house. Actually, we are getting ready to go to a bigger house because we've outgrown my workspace.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've outgrown my workspace, so we're looking to expand. And I've actually I found me a nice full basement where I can run my business from, where I can actually open my doors to my customers and have them come in and not have them pouncing through my house.
Yeah.
And have my dogs all worked up because we got company. So we grew very fast. We started this in November of 2012, and we're with it by January. We were expanding and upgrading the equipment. Obviously, for any small business, we bought our equipment used off Craigslist just to see if we could do it. And we've already upgraded to new, and I have inventory, I have stock, I have everything, so that way if somebody calls me and they need it tomorrow, they can get it tomorrow.
Wow. So this is a full-time job for you, just doing this. Now, do you have an outside job?
I do have an outside job.
I thought this was it.
No, this is not it. I am a accountant for a small trucking company located in Saginaw County. Fortunately, my boss was able to work with me. I work part-time. Still sometimes full-time just to get my job done.
Right.
And she works with me very well. She knows that when I have orders to fulfill, I tell her, and she'll cut me a little slack and let me go home. And then I also have my fiance at home, and I've been training him and getting him fine-tuned where he can do some of the work.
So now who's the best at the work, you or him?
Oh, that's up for debate.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
That's up for debate. That's a hot topic around our house. That's a hot topic. But if you ask my 3 daughters, they're going to tell you that they're the best.
Oh, they do it too?
They do it too.
Wow.
Yes, I have my 11-year-old Caitlin, and I have 9-year-old twins, Emma and Hannah. Twins, and they will get right down. They'll get their hands dirty. I won't let them play with the machinery because a lot of it's quite expensive, and I would prefer no 4th-degree burns from a heat press because somebody was careless. But they know it. I would have complete faith in them to grab my equipment and make their own shirts.
Oh, get out!
It's
well, they could actually have their own little business on the side with their friends.
They do. You'd be surprised how many times that they come home and I got a shirt order for you, and they've drawn up this little order form on a steno pad, and they're bringing home $10. Here, Mom, make this.
Get out! Little entrepreneurs at early age.
Little entrepreneurs, but then they want profit, and you know, I can't do that.
Gotta have a little bit more than allowance.
Hey Lisa, could you ever lower her mic? They just lower, yeah, right. It's hitting her right in the face.
Oh,
she keeps on moving around, so I'm only getting half of her. So
it's okay.
Put. No, sorry. I just wanted people to see who you are, and so if you're kind of like, I can't get in there and change the camera angle, but. That thing changed again on us, the position. So
it's dropped.
Yeah, so it's dropped.
Yeah. What is going on? It must be too hot.
I don't know. But anyway.
The pole is melting.
That's right. We talk about us melting. The pole is melting. The camera has dropped 3 inches.
Yeah, stay right up there. That way they can get the other shoulder in there. So, all right. Sorry about interrupt you there, but
okay. Now another thing I see on here, you do hair bands and tutus.
Well, I actually don't, but I have actually partnered with a boutique located out of Davison. The company's name is Gigi's Little Boutique.
Oh, okay.
And what she does is she is actually nationwide, and she will bring me to customize the shirts. And then once I deliver them to her, she is able to make fantastic hair bands and tutus and accessories that just makes these shirts pop and brings them to absolute life. A lot of parents these days are really into the boutique look and the shabby chic and the got to have everything foo-foo-y and with glitter.
Frou-frou.
Yeah, with glitter and glitz and glam, and she totally brings the designs to life, especially for our children's apparel.
Right.
She is a very, very, very talented lady. I personally can't sew a button on.
But you can draw one on.
I can draw one on. I can absolutely draw one on. I can do anything but that. And so the two of us put together, we are an amazing team.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing team. Yeah, we both of us got our starts on social media. And I still use mine for social media. Most of my business is through Facebook and through Etsy. And my husband originally, when we first started, was putting that on Craigslist, which we now have shied away from.
Yeah.
Got burnt a couple times.
Sometimes it's kind of creepy people on Craigslist.
There can be some creepy people on Craigslist, and you also get some very creepy requests on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Very creepy requests, which some of them were kind of out there to do, but that's our company slogan. It's your vision in vinyl. So
whatever
you want to bring to us, we will make what you want. We've had some out there ones. I can definitely say that.
Oh, now what about stuff like, say, backpacks for kids? You do any personalization or anything like that?
Absolutely. We can do anything. We can do any type of fabric, any type of material. We can press, we can customize. I actually I have a daughter who's very involved in martial arts. I do her uniforms, I do her bags, her apparel, backpacks, not a problem. We can throw the child's name on them, we can put artwork on them. Anything that's a blank palette, we can make it look amazing.
Now you had the machine. Describe what the machine looked like, because in my mind all I can see is the silk screening, which is like you lay this down, put this on there, and you run the ink across it.
No, this is absolutely different. It is it looks like a big, gigantic 6-foot printer and it's got sharp blades in it, and it just cuts my artwork into these colors, and I sort it out by cutting. I can tell the machine to cut the blue, cut the red, cut the pinks, and then when I lay them, they all come together nicely because they're cut perfectly by my machine for me to have multicolored designs. Right. And that is the good thing to get away from the silk screening and the screen printing. When you do garment personalization in that manner, you have to make a different screen for every color, because you have to make for your blacks and then your blues and then your reds. With this, everything, I just have to piece it all together like a puzzle and press it in perfect order, and then I have a perfect, I am unlimited in colors. I could throw 20 colors on a shirt if I really wanted to get creative.
That'd be like a hippie with tie-dye.
We've had a couple of those. Yeah, especially with the kids that are really into the paint splatters.
Yeah.
The paint splatter designs and stuff along the lines of that. The neon colors, we can really make them come out, and we're not limited to the amount of colors that we can use because we're not silk screening.
Right. Now, it was when I went down to the Pride event, they had a company that sold everything that was tie-dyed, and it, just like the couple was walking down the street, it reminded me of the 60s. They were tie-dyed from head to toe, socks, shoes, everything. Oh, man. I mean, if someone come in there and is like, well, I need a tie-dye looking outfit, I mean, that's something you can do. Have you ever done shoes, like tennis shoes or anything like that?
Yeah. It takes a special kind of press to use it. We have our regular press for shirts and flat garments. We have a press for shoes, and hats and gloves, everything along the lines of that. We are able to literally press anything.
Wow, I'm amazed. I've never even heard of that kind of print before. Like I said, the only thing I ever knew about was screen print. My brother's a graphic artist by nature, and he does a lot of silk screening and different things like that. So I'd never heard of. And then when I saw the shirt with the vinyl, and I was like, what is this?
It's different. It does have a different feel to it and a different texture. Yeah. Especially when they're brand new.
It's like rubber.
It does. It's almost like rubber, and you just want to take it and
just want to play with it and peel it off.
Well, you're not going to be able to peel it off. I can tell you that much right now. But it definitely has a different texture to it. But it holds its life, and as long as you treat it right.
Inside out, water.
Inside out, cold water.
Don't throw it in the dryer.
And you can throw it in the dryer. This just went through the dryer. Actually, I pulled it out because it was a wrinkled mess, and it was just in the dryer.
Because sometimes, they'll stick together, and then when you pull them apart, then it looks like little lines, like you messed up the shirt.
Yeah, no, I've had that happen to this a couple times, and I've never had a problem with it sticking together. And usually, if I find that a vinyl is sticking together, like I said, I have an 11-year-old daughter. She does laundry. She doesn't pay attention.
She just throw everything together.
She'll just throw everything in there together. I have more whites that are pink. I have. She tries so hard, and I can't blame the girl, but there are times that they do come out stuck together, and if I ever find that a vinyl or a product of mine is going to pull, I'm not going to offer it anymore.
Right.
Because I'm not going to have somebody else making that same mistake, because not everybody is Susie Homemaker.
Right.
Not everybody sorts their whites perfectly and bleaches everything and pays exact attention to every detail.
That's true.
And nobody's got time for that.
Ask my son. He just throw everything in there.
Yeah, no, nobody's got, no, yeah. I have a man at home that takes care of the laundry, and I've seen some pretty crazy stuff.
So he's not one of those that go through and sort everything perfectly, be like, this looks okay, toss it in.
No. No, he's not. But bless his soul, he helps me out a lot, because I am a busy woman. I work, like I said, part-time doing accounting, and then I have to come home and I have to deal with the business that's waiting at home for me. So bless his heart for being there and helping me out. He is amazing.
And then you got amazing. Like you say, you got your family. You got 2 jobs.
Yes, and then some, and
the dogs,
and the dogs. Yeah, and the dogs, and the kids' activities, and
oh yeah, the what is it? I want to say karate, but
she is into karate. Yep, she is into karate. Okay. I do have a daughter who is she's a state champion martial artist. Yep. So yeah, she's very, very phenomenal. A lot of power in that little body. I've
seen some of her poses on Facebook, and when I first met Gary, I went over to when they were at the church, and I went over and watched them. He had all these different ages, little kids coming out doing stuff, and I was just like, I was getting a little nervous because I was like, I wouldn't want to run into them because they look like they could whoop me.
You don't get nervous until Gary shows up into class with sparring gear on because somebody's getting hurt.
Uh-oh. He did all the padding and all this stuff.
He doesn't wear padding, but his students, as soon as they see him with his sparring gear on,
it's like it's time.
They know they're getting hurt.
Somebody's going to cry today.
Grandmaster Brown, we called you out.
I always call him Grandmaster Flash.
He is not going to like this.
I tell him all the time with the children, I'd be like, where's Grandmaster Flash at?
He is not going to like this. Not going to like this. And I just got in trouble with him yesterday, too.
Well, we're going to post this today. Well, it may take him a couple of days to post it, so you'll be safe for a couple of days.
Yeah, good.
And then after that, you might have to run and hide somewhere.
I will run and hide, definitely. I'll just have my daughter take care of them.
That's right.
I got it.
Bring it. She got your back.
She's got my back.
Now, some of the other things on here, I noticed when I'm reading your bio, you said you did advertisement designs. What was that like, working for a major company? That's where you started this whole idea?
Actually, when I was in high school, which was a long time ago, and I'm not going to say how long ago, because I really don't need to show my age.
You really don't. You look like a little girl, don't you, John?
Thank you. We'll just say that I'm in my 30s, and we'll go there. I actually did an internship at a local, smaller newspaper, and my dream was to go to school for journalism. I wanted to go into print media. I actually had it all planned out. I was going to Indiana University, the Ernie Pyle School of Journalism. Wow. I was going to be the top journalist ever, until I got into journalism locally. And back even to the 90s, they were talking about the death of print media. Print media was going to fade away because of the technology and the internet, which is sadly exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It is exactly what happened. So I'm glad that I went a different career and I went into accounting. However, with the journalism, when my internship was over, I had made a lot of partnerships with a lot of small businesses that were just starting out, that were looking for advertising, but they didn't want to pay a graphic designer an arm and a leg to come up with a design for a little 4-inch by 6-inch ad to put into a newspaper. So I would design this for them, and I was a kid. Pay me $50 and I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Right.
I just need money to go drinking on the weekends.
You didn't say that.
This was back in the day.
Right.
Back in the day. Yeah. So I would do these little ads, and I really enjoyed doing it. Unfortunately, with children and going to college and getting a career into the accounting, I was pulled away from that. When Vision Vinyl was founded in 2012, this was my fiance's idea. He was on Craigslist. He had actually found a screen printer, which is where we got our start. That is where we got our start. He found a screen printer. He went and picked it up, said, "You know what you're doing? I don't know what I'm doing, but make something happen." And we did.
Okay.
And we did. But the problem with the screen printing is that we were finding that the colors were fading quickly. We were putting it to the kid test.
Right.
I don't know if you
test kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying "kid tested, mother approved."
Yes.
Yes. It had to be kid tested and mother approved, which is when we went into looking at the different types of garment customization that there were, which is when we fell in love with the thermopress. Yeah, the thermopress. We just love the quality. We love the options that you have with it and the creativity that you can have with it.
And when you're a graphic artist, you need all the creativity possibilities.
You do. You definitely do. Sometimes I'm over creative. I put too much thought into it and it just gets too extravagant, but it happens. It looks good. I like it.
We'll just have you wear it.
And that's exactly it. And a lot of people do come to us because we are known for the more edgier designs. Everybody wants to stand out nowadays because there's so much competition within small businesses.
Right.
So everybody wants to stand out, and the one way to stand out is with an edgier design. So they come to us, and we draw it up for them, and we'll do a couple garments for them, and see what happens. If it helps you out, it helps you out. If it doesn't, we'll go edgier.
So if someone wanted to get like if they're $8 a shirt, and say you wanted to get a couple of hundred, you're gonna cut a deal, right?
I am gonna cut a deal. Yeah, the more you buy, the more obviously I save through my wholesalers.
Right.
Yeah, so you do get a deal, and the shirts they start at $8 for your basic artwork, and then that's also the smaller sizes too, up to extra large. Once you get into the bigger sizes, of course, they get a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And the more artwork that you do add to them, also that factors into the cost too, because I can't fiscally be able to throw 17 different colors on a shirt and say, okay, $8.
Why not?
Yes, unfortunately, no, it doesn't pay my bills. Doesn't pay my bills.
What's the turnaround time on, say, a dozen shirts? What would be the turnaround time with just something simple on it? Or, I mean, do you have like a term, say like 2-3 days? Or?
Yeah, it would be about 2 or 3 days for something simple. Once you get into the more elaborate times, I do most of my good work on the weekends when my kids are gone. I have nobody begging me to do this, begging me to do that. But obviously, the larger your order, the more turnaround time that I'm going to need.
Right.
Right now, I'm in the middle of etching an order of 100 beer mugs.
There goes those beer mugs again.
Here goes those beer mugs. Here goes those beer mugs.
100?
Yes.
What does it say on them?
They are actually the logo of a local rodeo circuit, and they are going to be given out to the competitors at their award banquet. So they're actually awards, but when you get into a rodeo circuit, cowboys, beer.
Right. Exactly. Steins, you know.
Yeah, beer. They're very, very, very sharp looking, and those have taken me about a month to get done.
Wow.
Yeah, about a month to get done because, like I had said, you don't want to etch on a day like today. It's too hot, it's muggy, you risk your machine sticking, you risk something going wrong, and the smell is just horrendous.
Etch glass in the basement.
Yes, etch glass in the basement if you can.
Well, do you have to wear any kind of breathing apparatus on a normal process for using that machine?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. You just got to not have a sensitive nose.
Do you have to make sure like it's a cool, dry area?
Cool, dry area.
Okay.
Yep, and that's exactly it. And I don't think that any type of air conditioner on a day like today is going to make it a cool and dry enough area for me to get work done. So today I'm going home and I'm going swimming.
What?
Yeah.
John, let's go. We're going swimming. You didn't know that.
Yeah, this is one of those days where you just throw up your hands and say, it's too hot.
I know. I've been in the house all day. Like all day yesterday, we were in the house with the doors and windows shut, everything, just to keep the house cool. Today, the same thing. And I just can't take it. I don't know how people live down south in the summertime. I'm from the south.
My fiance actually sent me a text message at work. We don't have central air. We have the window units because we have a very old house. He threatened to shave the dogs.
I don't blame him. The dog probably looking forward to it.
Yeah, he said it's either going to go one of two ways. He said either they're going to look really cool or somebody's going to call PETA. Yeah, so I told him, please don't shave the dogs.
Just get them soaked down in some cold water.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Please don't shave the dogs.
Would they come home, all your dogs being mohawks?
That is probably what would happen. They would probably have some kind of fade going down the sides. They would have
down their whole body. That would be hilarious. Then you'd have to post the pictures, and then PETA would really get you.
They would.
They'd be like, what the heck?
They would. Somebody would be on me.
Yeah.
In another service that we offer to get away from the dogs, we also do the big signs. We do the customization for the business windows, vinyl decals for your cars.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of people like those little stick figure families.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
But a lot of people are getting more edgier with the stick figure families, making them a little bit more funnier. And we have had some really funny ones come out of our system. That's just really funny.
Yeah, I've seen it like mother, father, kids, all the way down to the dogs. They have them lined up. And when I'm behind a car like that, I just crack up thinking, what are they thinking?
Well, and then there's the one going around, and I'm so half tempted to do it one day because I am just that person, and I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, where you have the mother, the father, the 2 kids, and the dogs, and then somebody mysteriously walked by your car and added the mistress.
Oh, That's too funny. That's too funny. Because then you're like, who's that?
Exactly.
Whoa.
Right.
That's too funny. You don't want to put that on your car.
I don't want to put that on my car, but it would be really funny to call somebody out in that way.
Oh, that would be. That's like the one they had on Facebook where the girl had her boyfriend or something had cheated, and she wrote on the side of his car, something on the side of his car. And I just thought it was hilarious because, you know, you get married and you cheating, the wife, the fiance caught you. Now she's written somebody's name on the side of your car.
We can do that in vinyl if anybody wants to order those. If you want to customize his car, let me know. We'll cut it up. Just make sure that the colors coordinate perfect. We can do it. We can make it happen.
You're not above exploiting somebody's personal
Absolutely not.
Right? It's like getting a rock and scratch on the side of your car.
Yeah. No, we won't be responsible for the vandalism. We'll tell you how to apply it properly.
So you have to do it yourself. We're just gonna provide it.
We're gonna provide it, but you know nothing.
That's too funny.
We can take care of that for you.
Oh, well then you just are all around business.
We are.
You just call Stacy, she can give you anything.
Yeah, we can, and that's the nice thing. When you get into a lot of the bigger businesses, a lot of them are gonna say no, because they're not going to want to do that.
The liability.
Yeah, they're not going to want to do the liability of that offensive shirt that everybody walks around wearing. Yeah. Where if I see a nice offensive shirt, I got to make one of those. And I have that power. I can go home and do that.
Really?
One of my friends had a friend that, you know those places in the mall where they take your picture and they put it on a t-shirt?
Yes.
Well, a lot of times, he asked the guy who was running, he said, do you ever get people who get those and they don't want them, they don't pay for them? He goes, yeah, I got a bunch here. He went and bought all of them. He walks around wearing all these pictures of people he doesn't even know on these shirts.
and somebody's husband or wife be like, oh, that's my woman.
Can you imagine?
That would be too funny.
It helps the t-shirt guy out because it's taking something that somebody didn't pay for and gives him some money for it.
Right.
Gives him like $2 a piece. He's walking around all these shirts.
And that's almost to the equivalent. We're big thrift shoppers. We like to go thrift shopping, of course, because like I said, once again, I have the kids.
Right.
And they outgrow stuff. And a lot of times I see people donating their old jerseys and their old personalized, customized apparel, and I just want to buy it so bad and wear it.
And it's somebody else's name.
Pray that I see these people so that they're like, where'd you get my shirt?
You ever see the episode of Frasier where Roz had to buy a bridesmaid dress and it was like a bright green, and Frasier said, someday I'll make some Irish drag queen really happy. Well then, as the show was wrapping up, she donated to somebody, and she was walking past the guy on the street, and the guy was dressed in drag wearing
that green dress.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wearing that green dress. Yeah, we don't mind the offensive stuff. We're very, very outgoing and fun people, and that's me and Alex. And I wish that I had Alex here with me because he's one of a kind. I mean, you never know what is going to come next from that man. He is something else. It's such a comedian. So even the offensive stuff, it does not bother us. Where if you take it to a lot of bigger corporations, number one, you're afraid of the looks that you're going to get when you're requesting this crazy out there offensive shirt, because a lot of people do pass judgment. Yeah, a lot of people, and I have had some requests for shirts that I was not crazy about making. I will openly admit, I am a lovable person, and I have had a lot of requests for shirts that I'm like, really? Are you going to wear this out in public?
Right.
You're going to get shot.
Really? Like, do you really want me to do this shirt for you? Because once it's done, it's done.
Once it's done, it's done. And I'm not going to pass judgment. If that's who you want to be, and if that's who you are, I'll make it happen.
That is too funny.
I'll make it happen.
We got to come up with something funny for Flint Talk, John.
Nothing could be more funny than the camera situation we had going on today. It's like, still got half of our shoulder off.
I know, and it's still dropping.
It's still dropping. I tightened that up, so I don't know. We had a poltergeist in the studio today.
We do, definitely.
I'm going to have to get those guys back in here. Remember when I interviewed those guys, the poltergeist watchers? The Ghostbusters?
Yeah, the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we need to bring them back and let them check this out.
Maybe they brought something with them last time. They stuck around. I don't know.
I don't know, but this camera seems like it's pointing all over in here. In this.
It's like I zeroed it in so I could get. So I was just getting one shot, just one part of her shoulder and half of her face. So I had to zoom it in. Then
yeah, it keeps moving. I know it's down now. It's like 6 inches down.
At least it's focusing on yours and not mine.
It's like it's all in this area. Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, if there's anything else that you want to tell my listeners, watchers about the business, why don't we do that now?
Well, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Vision Vinyl. That is the only website that we do have. We have chosen to go the social media route for our advertising because it is free and you do get out into the community, and that way we don't have a lot of overhead. We also have a Facebook page for our children's apparel called facebook.com/custom1z, and that has a lot of our children's garments for the babies, where you can see, you'd be surprised how many people order the offensive shirts for their babies.
Oh,
yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes, yes, yes. A lot of people.
Bunch of rebels out here.
They are, and these poor babies just don't know.
They
don't know why everybody's laughing at them. Yeah. So you can check us out on Facebook, and you can message us right through the Facebook page. I get everything right to my phone right away, and I'll reply right away, and we can do anything that you want us to do.
Okay then. So I want to thank you for coming in today. It's been a blast. I've learned so much that I'd never heard of before. So I'm glad that you took the time on such a hot day to come in to see us.
Oh, it's way cooler here than it is at my house.
I don't know. I think I'm starting to melt. I'm feeling it.
That yellow blouse.
It's the yellow blouse coming up. So anyways, I want to thank you for coming in, and we might have to get something for Flint Talk, so when we go to certain events, it'd be good if we have a nice like Flint Talk banner or something that we can take with us at all times, because we're out in the community with different events and with the wrestlers, and we usually need a table or something. And everybody says, why you guys don't have a table with a banner? It's like, we don't have a banner. So now we know where to get a banner.
Yeah, you can get a banner right here. Yeah, you can get a banner right here. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Do you hear that right, John?
Well, we do have a banner, but I like to keep it in one spot.
Well, that's what I mean. We need one that can travel with us.
Traveling banner. Like different colors, like they have for like sports teams when they play at home. They have different colors, and when they play at home, play away. Because
we know we're with the wrestlers a lot, so we need one there, because people always ask us when we're there, it's like, why you guys don't have a banner or a table? It's like, okay, if we get a table, at least we can have a banner. We can sit behind the table and look cute.
Well,
and they ask us questions, we say we don't know. We're just here to be cute.
We're just here to be cute. Yep. Actually, I could hold down that job.
Exactly.
I can hold down that.
We can hold it down. We both got yellow on today.
We will have to plan our outfits though accordingly.
That's right.
Accordingly, we got to make sure we're in the proper colors.
Get that memo going.
Yes, get that memo going. This was completely unplanned.
It really was. Nobody's gonna believe that, because I had on a white shirt.
So did I.
See? I had on a white shirt and I didn't like the way it looked, and I had never worn this, so I put it on. I was like, this is it. I'm too hot. I'm going.
I had on white today, but I got home and my my wonderful, wonderful lab decided that her black hair would look better on my shirt, and I didn't have time to take care of it, so I threw this in the dryer to unwrinkle it.
There you go.
Here we are.
Two fine minds think alike. So anyways, I want to welcome you to come, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll probably see you again in the future. I know you're all busy and all that, but we're going to get together when we get ready to get us I'm going to say a portable banner.
And then I also want to mention that we also do signs, and we can do yard sale signs.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful, professional looking yard sale signs for about $4. And that way it points right to your yard sale, and it's nice and visible, and everybody can see it, and it's not on that poster board where if it gets wet, it's going to get ruined. Yeah, and they're also reusable year for year because they're on a nice corrugated plastic board, so the weather won't ruin them. So
that's
just because we were talking about those garage sales,
I know.
To let you know.
And I keep trying to have mine, but the weather is not acting right, so I'm still trying. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today at my special time. Next week, my guest had to cancel on me, so I'm not going to be in. So I'll have another week to work on my book, since I didn't meet my deadline. And so we're saying that this Flaminpit, and we're out.